Welcome back to SS2 Agricultural Science. This week we study two of Nigeria's most historically and economically significant tree crops, oil palm and cocoa. Before petroleum was discovered in the Niger Delta in 1956, these two crops were Nigeria's most important export earners. They shaped the economies of entire regions, oil palm in the south-south and southeast, cocoa in the southwest, and they continue to be vital sources of income for millions of Nigerian farming families today. Understanding how to grow these crops properly is essential knowledge for any Nigerian farmer or agricultural science student. Oil palm, known scientifically as Ileus guineensis, is one of the world's most productive oil-bearing plants. From its fruit bunches, we extract palm oil used in cooking, cosmetics, and industry, and palm kernel oil used in soap and margarine manufacture. Nigeria was once the world's largest producer of palm oil. Today it is a major importer, a reversal driven by neglect of the sector and rising domestic demand. Cocoa, known scientifically as Theobroma cacao, produces the beans from which chocolate, cocoa butter, and cocoa powder are made. Nigeria ranks among the top 5 global cocoa producers. The southwest states of Osun, Ondo, Ogun, Ekiti, and Cross River are the heartlands of cocoa production. In this lesson, we examine the ecological requirements, cultivation practices, and harvesting methods for both crops. Oil palm thrives in the humid tropics. Its ecological requirements include rainfall of 1,800 to 2,500 mm per year, well distributed, temperatures of 24 to 32 degrees Celsius, high relative humidity of 80 to 90%, deep, well-drained, fertile loamy soils, and full sunlight. Oil palm is highly light-demanding. Cultivation begins with land clearing, either by manual clearing or mechanical means. Seedlings are raised in a pre-nursery for the first 3 months, then transplanted to a main nursery where they grow for a further 9 to 12 months before field planting. Spacing in the field is typically 9 meters by 9 meters in a triangular arrangement, giving a planting density of approximately 143 palms per hectare. Oil palms are planted in the wet season, usually May to July in southern Nigeria. The first fruit bunches are produced 3 to 4 years after planting, and the productive life of a palm can extend to 25 to 30 years. Key management practices include weeding, especially in the first 2 years before the palm canopy closes, fertilizer application, particularly nitrogen and potassium, and bunch harvesting every 10 to 14 days when fruits are ripe. The telltale sign of ripeness is the loosening of individual fruits from the bunch and a change in color from black to orange-red. Harvesting is done using a harvest sickle or harvesting chisel on long poles for tall palms. After harvesting, bunches are processed to extract the oil. In traditional processing, bunches are boiled, the fruits beaten and pressed to release oil, and the oil is then clarified by boiling with water. Modern palm oil mills use mechanical processing for much higher oil extraction efficiency. Cocoa is a shade-loving tree crop that grows best under these conditions: rainfall of 1,000 to 2,500 mm per year, temperatures of 18 to 32 degrees Celsius, with no extremes, high humidity, deep, well-drained loamy soils rich in organic matter, and partial shade, especially when young. Cocoa cultivation begins with land preparation. Because cocoa is traditionally grown under shade trees, farmers often retain or plant shade trees, usually plantain, banana, or forest trees, before establishing cocoa. Seedlings are raised in polythene bags in a nursery for 4 to 6 months. They are transplanted to the field at a spacing of 3 meters by 3 meters, giving a planting density of about 11-10 trees per hectare. Cocoa trees begin bearing pods 3 to 5 years after planting, with full production from years 7 to 10. The productive life can exceed 30 years with good management. Key management practices include weeding, pruning of chupons, unwanted upright shoots, to maintain the right canopy shape, fertilizer application, and most importantly, disease and pest control. The most devastating disease of cocoa is black pod disease, caused by the fungus Phytophthora megakarya. It can destroy up to 80% of the crop if uncontrolled. Management includes removing infected pods, applying copper-based fungicides such as Ridimil, and ensuring good drainage. Another major problem is swollen shoot virus disease, spread by mealybugs, for which there is no cure. Infected trees must be removed and destroyed. Harvesting of cocoa occurs twice yearly, in the main crop, October to January, and the mid-crop, May to August. Ripe pods change color from green to yellow or orange and are harvested by cutting the pod stalk with a cutlass or machete. The pods are broken open, and the beans with pulp are fermented for 5 to 7 days, then sun-dried to 7 to 8% moisture content for export or local processing. Let us summarize the key points from this lesson on oil palm and cocoa production. Oil palm, scientific name Ilias guineensis, requires 1,800 to 2,500 mm rainfall and full sunlight, planted at 9 by 9 meter spacing, first harvest after 3 to 4 years, produces crude palm oil and palm kernel oil, harvesting occurs every 10 to 14 days. Cocoa, scientific name Theabroma cacao, requires 1,000 to 2,500 mm rainfall and partial shade, planted at 3 by 3 meter spacing, first harvest after 3 to 5 years, produces cocoa beans for chocolate, main crop harvested October to January. Both crops are perennial tree crops requiring long-term investment. Both require pest and disease management, black pod disease and swollen shoot for cocoa, bunch moths and leaf miners for oil palm. For your WAEC examination, you should be able to describe the ecological requirements of each crop, outline the steps in nursery establishment, explain fertilizer needs, describe harvesting procedures and post-harvest handling, and discuss the economic importance of each crop to Nigeria. Nigeria has enormous potential to revive its position as a leading producer of both oil palm and cocoa through improved varieties, good agricultural practices, and supportive government policy.